all your shit. And I was like,
Oh my god.
All right, everybody, welcome to I Forgot It. Is that what I usually say, dude?
Yep.
All right, everybody, welcome to Hot Couch Potato. My name is Brett, aka Boo Up. I'm here with my man Rick, aka A New Perfect Day. What's going on, man?
Dude, it's been forever since we last podcasted.
Dude.
And I totally don't remember. I had a list of things I was going to talk about, but holy shit, it grew so much. And I was like, you know what? That's just me talking about myself.
Well, low-key, I just looked real quick right now at everything that's been happening in relation to video games, and it's too much. So much has happened in the past, I guess, month and a half since we've been off, right? And unfortunately, we were off because a lot of technical shit wasn't connected to each other, and we found out that our stuff actually wasn't getting uploaded in certain places. So figuring out a solution to that cost us a few weeks, but you know what? It was kind of a needed break. Throughout the process of this, I've been transferring everything from video to audio. All 148 episodes, I think we have.
Damn.
And, yeah, dude, we've almost been doing this for 2 years straight, dude.
That's 148 weeks, which is a lot of math. 2.5 something years.
I think
2.8 years.
I think a couple weeks ago was actually our 3-year anniversary, dude. We started in 2017, man.
Holy crap.
And we've been really coming out with an episode every week, except for when I went to the Philippines real quick. So, yeah, man, we're out here.
Woohoo.
But, yeah, so hopefully we got everything finished still. Just tying up some loose ends and everything like that. But fuck it, man. We're back to talk about fucking video games, dude. Shit. I wrote out this long-ass list, but I guess we can start with how working from home's been, dude. That quarantine life, man.
Oh, yeah. So, basically, I moved into a new house. I don't even think we ever talked about that. But, I've got my house, from quarantine. It's great because I'm home all the time, and my work allowed me to work from home for a good amount until, we were starting to be backed up in work. So then they added me and Dustin to come in. So, but I took advantage and I said, you know what, if we're not really needed there, can we just do our work and then go home? So basically I've been coming in, sparsely, maybe one time a week, and I was able to finish and do my work at home, which is great because when I moved in, we were having a really difficult time to get the internet set up. And I know we talked about this, but the thing is, I had a remote and work from my car. Inside, I had a hotspot from I went to my parents' house, and I was sitting on the outside, I was in my car, just working from my laptop, and it sucks, dude, because I can't go in, because I don't want to give them corona if I had any symptoms, or, I didn't want to get that chance. So I was just sitting in my car, always working from home for about 2 weeks.
Wait. Were you in your car for 8 hours a day, dude?
Yeah. Yep.
Holy
8
shit.
hours a day. Just think about sitting in your car for 8 hours. I had the AC on, so it wasn't too bad, but still, I was in my car for 8 hours a day for 2 weeks. And, because we're trying to get the internet guys to set up our stuff. One, we called, I think it was first we called Cox, and they were like, oh yeah, due to the COVID stuff, we can't get you till July or something like that.
Oh my god, dude.
And I was like, what do you mean? All the way until July. So, we're like, you know what, we need to see what our options are. And then we went to AT&T, and the people were like, oh yeah, we'll get you in next week. And I was like, okay, that's something, So here I am for 2 weeks sitting in my car working. And when it gets closer to that date, I'm like, oh yeah, perfect. He's going to come. The installation guy is going to set up our internet. Apparently he texted and he's like, you know what, we'll try to shoot for tomorrow. And I was like, another day. I guess I can do it. It's worth it because you said you're going to offer me a gig of internet speed. So whatever. The next day comes, I see no guy. I am sitting outside my door or my house at 7 p.m. at night looking to see if the guy was coming. This is what gets me upset too.
Uh-huh.
So the next day, he said, okay, we can squeeze you in the morning. And I was
Mhm.
like, okay, perfect. I see the guy, the whatever the Cox, no, no, the AT&T car parked in my neighbor's driveway. They're getting the internet set up, and I was like, perfect, like all he has to do is finish that guy, literally walk 2 feet and
And you're
set up
next.
my internet. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This is the thing that made me angry. He did not show up. I was outside, like really. I had my garage open too, and everything. I was just waiting for him to like knock on my door. He didn't. He didn't show up, and he didn't tell us that he wasn't gonna come. So I was thinking, what the fuck is with this AT&T guy? He
What?
promised us 3 days, and yet the guy is right next to me, and I nothing. And
Uh-huh.
then the next day I was like starting to lose my patience. I see the guy, the AT&T car again, but this time he was parked like literally across the street. So he was setting up somebody else's internet, and I was thinking, okay, maybe it's like a community AT&T thing. Couple days later, nothing. We don't get any text or anything. We don't see the AT&T car anymore. The
Uh-huh.
guy is avoiding our calls. It was we ended up complaining to AT&T,
Mhm.
like saying, "Hey, these guys didn't show up and whatnot." So I was still like really on the verge of getting AT&T, but then Cox was like, "You know what? They called and they're like, hey, we kind of figured out a solution. If it's cool with you, we can set up the internet, but everything in the inside of the house, will direct you how to set it up." And I was like, perfect, get your ass over here. And
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah, yeah.
the next appointment is Saturday. And then we're like telling him our situation, and he's like, you know what, I got you. We'll come in tomorrow to set up your internet. So they came literally tomorrow. I was so happy. I was about to offer him cookies, like a
I was gonna
beer
say,
or
did you give him a
whatever.
Coke or something?
Yeah, dude. I was like, dude, you want some tip money, man? I'll give you $100, and you what do you need? What do you need? I got you. He set it up. And the thing is, he did run into another problem because
Uh-huh.
Cox wasn't set up in our neighborhood yet, like the
Mm.
line, the
Mhm.
main
Mhm.
line. He calls the guy. The other guy comes in, sets it up, spends a couple hours. Even though he was super busy, the other guy came and still set it up. So
Oh
he
wow.
made time out of his day.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything was up and running, and before you know it, I've been enjoying the remote life ever since.
Oh man, how fresh. At least it didn't come to a point. By the way, this is definitely old man, middle age problems, dude, that you're having right now. That you're
Yep.
just getting so frustrated at this surface. This is crazy how much we're growing up. But did it ever get to a point where you were going to go and confront one of the AT&T guys outside?
Yes, like the when he was parked across the street, I was literally gonna start knocking on our neighbor's door and be like, "Hey, what the
What are you
fuck?"
scheduled?
I saw you yesterday next to us, and now you're across the street. What the fuck? You're dangling a carrot in front of me, and I'm hungry as shit. I'm tired of working in my car all the time. So yeah,
Oh
basically.
man.
But yeah, like even though we only got what like 150 megabits per second, it's
Mhm.
still more than enough than what we need. And
Mm.
they gave us a reduced price too, so it's not bad. I love it, and I'm glad that Cox was able to come through because
Yeah.
I was so upset at that point.
And it's a blessing in disguise because AT&T is trash cans, dude. You don't want that. You don't want
Yep.
that. So
And it was funny because like the Cox people called, and then we told them like, hey, if you guys are not coming out since for July, we're kind of looking at AT&T right now. And then they're really kind of trash talking AT&T. They're like, well, they promised you a gig, but reality is we have our techs, and they're only allowing up to like 180 of their
mhm,
service megabits of their service at your
mhm.
location. And I was like, Oh, so they oversold me and they promised me fake promises too. I see how AT&T is, you know.
Uh-huh.
But I was like, I don't care. I just want internet. You know, just give it to me right now.
So are your speeds ever going to increase?
If I buy the bigger tier package,
Oh.
but right now we got like a decent deal for 150 because honestly, all you need is roughly 30 megabytes to game.
Mhm.
And since all of our electronics in the house uses internet, it's a smart house. Um, our new router. Oh, I'm a believer of Eero, by the way. It's like an Amazon mesh router.
Mhm.
At first, I wasn't. I was hesitant, but no, dude, this thing is super perfect. It's so easy to install. But it also shows what each device, how much megabits they're using,
Mhm.
and they're using an average below like 1 megabit. So we're not even using all of our traffic, our bandwidth.
Oh wow. Nice. Nice. So
Except me.
you're not using the Nighthawk, dude? Or you have that set up somewhere else?
No, like I was gonna hook up the Nighthawk, but the house came with mesh routers, and there's like one
Oh.
wireless access point at the bottom, one the main router on the master bedroom.
Yeah.
And I was like looking up reviews, and apparently it got crazy good amount of reviews,
Uh-huh.
and the speeds can go up to a gig
Uh-huh.
or more. So I was like, wow, this is. At first, I was like, oh, I don't know because this is not a gaming router, but no, it's perfect for gaming, especially when you're using wireless devices and you want to move downstairs, like using the Switch.
Mhm. Mhm.
The mesh routers allow you to switch between access points pretty
Oh,
easily.
seamlessly. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so easy.
Gotcha.
And then the setup was instant. Like when I opened the app, they just asked me for my name and all that.
Mhm.
And then they identified the router. And then boom, everything was already set up. I didn't even have to do anything. I didn't have to configure anything,
Mhm.
and it's just perfect because it always notifies me if somebody logs on to any of my routers. And then I can
Oh wow.
deny them and stuff like that. Yep.
That's rude.
Like
No one man should have all that power, man. That's rude.
exactly. And
What
it's so easy. It's so cool because it's like, who the fuck is this iPhone on my router? Boop. I deleted. So I literally named every device on my list of routers, so to make sure I know who is accessing my router.
Yeah, yeah. So nobody can go, like your dad can't go outside your house and use your Wi-Fi real quick. That'll let you know.
Yeah, exactly.
That is super crazy, man. But that's good. So you've been able to work from home this whole time. Do you go in once a week or something like that?
Yeah, once a week. We're supposed to kind of go in just to do work, and then when we have our work, we write it at home.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm fast, so I do everything in like one day,
Uh-huh.
or not even one day, like half a day, and then I take it home and, yep, just living the life.
Shit, that must be fucking nice, dude.
Yeah,
That's
but it's gonna change. It's definitely gonna change. There's a lot of different things gonna start happening
mm.
because the business is starting to adapt to different changes, models, and who knows? They might say, "Oh, this remote stuff is working out," or "Oh, this remote stuff is not working out." So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah, because unfortunately for me, man, I've been working at work this whole time, man. And
damn.
it's kind of, well, it's good and bad. It's bad because you can see everybody else working from home, and it's like, man, I could do my job from home really if I wanted to, right? But at the same time, at least I get to get a change of scenery. I get to go out there and have an excuse to be out in the world, driving around and shit, right?
Yeah, that's
Um,
what I miss too. Like seeing things and talking to people, and it's like I wake up and I'm like, oh man, I'm back to my normal duties. But
yeah.
yeah, I think there's a lot of plus to that too, especially with when it comes to for me for working. I
Mhm.
think my productivity like went down so much when I started remoting from home.
Oh, of course, of course. I think that's gonna happen with anybody, just because there's so many distractions at the pad, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
unfortunately for me too, I work in a hospital, basically a long-term healthcare facility, and the population at this place is just really, really vulnerable to corona or COVID. So, if anybody were to be infected with it, asymptomatic or symptomatic, and bring it through, it could cause catastrophic results. People could just die left and right since they're super vulnerable, right? Kind of like that retirement home in Washington where somebody brought it in and almost everybody in that retirement home died, right? Because they were elderly and shit.
Yeah.
So we want to avoid that where I'm at. So for the past 3 weeks, we've been getting tested just every week. Boom, 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 right? And I don't know. Have you ever had a flu test?
Flu test? No.
Dude, these corona tests are fucking ass, man. They
Do
get
they have to do that every day, or is it just like
every
once a week?
week, bro. Every week I have to go in
You
there.
have to have that thing stuffed up.
And then, the first
Oh,
time
your
it
brain.
was a Q-tip, and I wasn't ready. They're like, okay, yeah, just sit down, get comfortable, and just lean your head back. So I kind of lean my head back, right? At like a maybe, I don't know. So I'm just looking at the top of the wall in front of me. They're like, oh, no, 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 lean all the way back. So I lean my head all the way back to where I'm looking at the ceiling, and I'm like, that? Like, no, 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 even more back. So I lean my head back, so I'm looking at the wall behind me. They go, that's perfect. Just hold that down. And I was like, all right. So I'm looking at the wall behind me. I don't know what's going on. And I feel the Q-tips start to go up my nose. So I'm like, all right, cool. This is chill. And then they keep going. And they're like, wait, keep going, wait, keep going, wait. And it
Oh shit.
touches the back of my eyeballs, dude. I swear to God, they get that far up there. And then they have to rotate the Q-tip so they can get whatever,
Ah.
membrane or whatever's up there to test. And I was just had a little tear coming out. You know what I mean? It doesn't hurt. It's just super uncomfortable, right? So I had a tear coming out, like, oh, do you need a napkin? I was like, yes, I need a napkin. Shut the fuck up.
I know, bitch.
Right. So that was the first time, and it's even worse now because they don't even use Q-tips anymore. It's like this plastic toothbrush with bristles and shit to get everything up there, and they have to do both nose holes now. So I'm just dying out here, dude, every week. It's the worst part of my week.
Damn. Can you like skip it? Like, oh, every Monday I am not gonna come in.
No, I think they said they're gonna stop it when the whole facility tests negative 2 weeks in a row or something like that. That's when we could say, oh, we're pretty safe. But within the past 3 weeks, every week there's at least one or two people that tests positive for it. So
Oh,
it's kind of
jeez.
crazy, yeah, yeah. But of course they're asymptomatic. They're coming into work because they feel fine. They're not showing signs of having it at all. That's just the scary part. I mean, for me, I know I've been, I'm trying to be more active and go out and walk and run and stuff. So my lungs have been improving, right, throughout this time of being more active. So even if I do have it, I'm not really worried. I can still breathe out here, 'Cause where are
Yeah.
they going to tell me I have it? And I'm like, oh, well, okay. It's not like I feel like I'm going to die, so I'll be all right.
Yeah. Damn, that's pretty scary though. You're in
Yeah.
that kind of environment
Oh,
every
yeah,
day, and
yeah.
because ours is all we do is we have just a face scanner, one of
Hmm.
those digital face scanners, and it reads your temperature
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. So you just put your face to this monitor, and then it just read your forehead
Hmm.
temperature. And I was like, that's cool and all, but it doesn't really, what about the asymptomatics like you guys are doing? You
Exactly.
guys are proactively looking for it. We're like reactively looking for any
Hmm.
symptoms.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, we do that too, but the same thing. How can you really tell? They give us a questionnaire too. Is your throat itchy? Have you been hard of breathing recently? And all this stuff. And of course, after the first 2 days of doing it, it's just routine. You just know which boxes to check off already because you don't feel that type of way. Um, but yeah, it's crazy out here, man. It's just the corona is just changing everything up. I think we were talking about earlier, and you're going to see a bunch of changes at your work just in response to this. But yeah, over the county too. I think a lot of people are just going to start working from home permanently, man. It's kind of
yeah,
wild.
I think a lot of businesses were considering it.
Hmm.
It's like, one, they don't have to pay for liability. There's like a lot of things. I think there was a lot of benefits
Hmm.
to having people work at home, but it's just the productivity. That's where it's super challenging, because
Hmm.
people get distracted. They're expecting more work to be done at home since you have no more commute time and
Hmm.
things
Hmm.
like that. So, yeah, but luckily, so far our company has been pretty lenient on that. But
Hmm.
we're gonna start going into overgear soon.
You got a bunch of big projects or something?
Yeah, it's a lot of different types of projects that we're gonna
Hmm.
have to be integrated with, and
Yeah.
I don't want to be there. I just want to be at home, just playing games.
Speaking of, this is the perfect time actually to play games since we've all been in quarantine and really can't go out, man. A lot has been happening too. But what have you been mainly playing this whole time, man? Is it still Animal Crossing or what?
So ever since I started moved to the house, I actually been dwindling off of Animal Crossing.
Oh,
Haven't been playing it religiously like before.
religiously.
But because I would play it when I'm doing things. But yeah, so I don't think I've been really playing too much games. I've been actually doing those work home projects. Like I'm starting to understand what those when you see your dad or a bunch of dads, they're always like fixing some sort of home project.
Uh huh.
I think that's what I'm falling into because I'm starting to see like, oh hey, yeah, I can replace this doorknob. Oh hey, I can set up a camera here. Oh hey, I can do this, to make my. I think it's because I just want to make my life easier from
Hmm.
when I
Hmm.
go to bed and I go to my computer. It's like the easiest transition.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah. Yeah.
bought like a lot of things like I bought a very comfy chair. I bought nice foot seat thing. I bought my bathrobe that I love. It's just things like that. But for as far as video games, I've been playing. I just started playing with you guys, the Terraria,
Oh.
and I'm glad you guys are pretty back into it. I just hope we continue this thing because every time we beat a monster, I think we start we're defeated. We're like, okay, this is it. I'm done.
I think the difficulty in that game spikes so hard, dude. Whenever you reach um an achievement, right? Like you said, the way the game works is new stuff and new difficulties unlock every time you beat a boss, right? And the first one is the first one the flesh wall.
That's the transition to the hard mode.
What
So
about
we're
Skeletron?
pre-hard mode, and the thing is, so there's only two levels.
Uh
There's
huh.
the pre-hard mode and then the regular hard mode.
What?
Yeah, yeah. So the flesh wall is basically the last boss of pre-hard mode,
Uh huh. Uh huh.
and that makes us transition to getting a lot stronger weapons, a lot stronger armor, and all that. The bosses are roughly the same. Um, but they go up in kind of levels, in difficulty levels. So like if we beat one of the lower level hard mode bosses, I
Uh
think
huh.
it's like Plantera or something, but I have to look it up. But basically we'll get their weapons and we take those weapons and we beat the next boss, we beat the next boss and then beat the next boss, and it keeps unlocking all over the world like stronger weapons as we progress.
Okay. So we have been getting some strong weapons, right? At least I've
Yeah.
gotten some strong weapons.
Yeah.
Does it get any better than that, dude? Or is what we
Yeah,
have
yeah,
pretty much
yeah.
okay? Okay, I was gonna say,
Because we that's why when we started fighting Skeletron Prime,
uh huh.
um that is more later, like a later
Okay,
boss, and
okay.
that's why we were doing like not even 10%. We were doing barely any damage.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I don't remember what the high level weapons go up to, but I thought it was 100.
Uh huh.
And I logged into my strongest character.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, he's rocking weapons and armor weapons that go up to 220.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and
Where do you get that
higher.
stuff from?
The more bosses we beat, the more stuff we can craft and
Oh,
unlock and
okay,
stuff.
okay.
That was like end game, and then he's wearing end game like the last boss during that time.
Uh
His
huh.
armor, because you get like I think three different armors or something like that. And you can choose which one you want,
Okay.
and yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, really, really good armor. But that's why when I give you guys weapons, I try to only give you what we can handle
Yeah,
during
yeah.
that
For the
phase,
time.
because right now the weapons we have now is enough to fight maybe the first couple bosses. And then
So
we have to get stronger stuff, stronger armor, stronger. everything.
Which is the first hard mode boss?
I don't remember. I think it might be the plant. Remember those vines that we keep seeing in the down there below that keeps attacking us?
Okay, yeah.
If we go to the center of that, we might be able to fight that boss. If
Okay.
not, it might be the other boss, which is the one that's in the Aztec, the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
There's a boss down there, and he's pretty easy actually to dodge and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But we can kill him, take his weapons, and then we have a good significant jump in weapon damages. But it's mainly our armor that we really have to level up.
Yeah, I mean, how? I feel like we have the strongest shit right now.
So there's a couple more after that, but I think it's the Chlora, whatever the green one, and it might be from when we beat the Plantera boss that the ore starts unlocking in the world.
Okay.
So the more bosses we beat, the other ores start unlocking. I think there's not too many ores after that, but still, like there's a lot of equipment that helps us reduce damage too. Like I'm wearing a scarf that helps reduce 17% damage. There's a lot of things like that that will help us. And then plus, since we put in expert mode, these bosses hit like a truck. That's what I was asking.
I know.
if you want me to put it back to normal, we can, because
no, dude, we started on this road. We have to finish it, man.
The reason why I think we were able to beat it is because my nephew was helping Patrick. He beat the game before, so he has like all the god tier stuff. So he was helping us fight these monsters. That's why it was more manageable. But right now we are like in the dark, and that's why because we're starting to hit the cap of my weapons that I have in my other world. Like literally, I was looking at all my weapons. They're only around between 70 and 100. And then my god tier, the next one is god tier armor, which goes up to 200 and something. So I can only use weapons up to 70 to 100 basically, and then we're out of luck, and we have to find everything. And we're approaching it quickly. Like our weapons are what, like 70 right now, or 60?
60, 70s right now. Yeah.
See right now we're in the same boat as my other island. So but I can change the difficulty if you want.
Nah, we can keep it. We've been doing fine so far, I think. For people unfamiliar with Terraria, it's pretty much 2D Minecraft, right? Where the game starts out and you're just mining shit, and then there's monsters that pop up at night, or as you dig down deeper into the world, there's monsters that show up, so you get weapons to fight them. Every so often you'll run into a giant monster that you fight, like the world bosses. And then if you meet certain conditions, like going all the way down to hell and throwing a voodoo doll in the fucking lava in hell, you summon this boss called the Flesh Wall. You kill the Flesh Wall, then the whole world just changes. Stronger monsters start spawning, fucking werewolves, these slugs called herpaloids or something like that, ghosts that can walk through walls. Just a lot of bad shit starts to happen. And I think we jumped into this mode a little too quickly. We did not prepare to get the right weapons or armor. We're just barely doing that now, and we're still getting our asses kicked, dude.
Yep.
So yeah, we're having a time of it. I think we just need to spend time building ourselves up. I think that's all. I think we've been rushing from boss to boss because we've been kicking so much ass, you know?
Yeah, so if we fortify basically the base, we can take out most of the monsters. That was a good idea with it when you had those lava bricks around the bottom. I was thinking, like, if we could place that maybe all around too, that would actually destroy a lot of flying monsters. And then we put lava on the ground, and that destroys the ground monsters, because there is a lot of enemies that like really attack your base, but the only monsters that we can't really defend against is the ones that go through walls, and there's only very few, but when they do, they hurt like a truck.
It doesn't seem like it, dude. It seems like there's a fucking shit ton. I can think of 3 off the top of my head right now that can do that shit.
Yep, exactly. And then so We have good weapons right now. It's just now we just got the good armor, which is
Mm.
the pink armor, and the other armor,
Hmm.
which is at the level that we're supposed to be at that point.
And see, I think what I'm just realizing now too is, as I explained it, it's a game like Minecraft where you mine and shit. There is so much more depth into this game, as I'm sure there is with Minecraft. I've just never played it. But on the other side of it, we're building bases, we're mining materials to build bases, mining materials to make armor. And then on top of that, you could specifically make a build for yourself, whether you want to be a melee character, a sorcerer, which is what I'm pushing for, or a ranged attack kind of character with a bow and arrow like Dustin.
Yeah.
There's way different ways you can go through and play this game and have your character built. And I think that's something I didn't expect. At first, I just looked at it like, okay, we're mining materials so we could build shit. No, there's a whole other game to this, or a whole other side to this that
Yup.
I didn't even fathom. And now that I'm realizing it, it's after so much money lost, so many deaths. Dude, it's fucking horrible, man.
See, now that's why expert mode is awesome, because we appreciate the gold and every horrible thing out there. Like in normal, you're like, oh, this is easy, But
Yeah.
now, really remember that when we encounter bosses we couldn't defeat, it's the environment we had to change. We had to
Mhm.
like build a little, I don't know, battle arena and things like that, and we had to go out of our way. So, like, for example, Skeleton Prime, I think a good idea, we did was if we build a straight railroad
Uh-huh.
and we just use projectiles while running away,
Uh-huh.
we can actually probably avoid a lot of damage and things like that,
Mhm.
because there's a lot of bosses that will chase you to the ends of the earth until you're all dead.
Mhm.
And I already know that the last boss does that. So
Mhm.
it's cool.
It's cool, dude. But I'm with you though. I think in expert there is much more consequence when you die. So you're just, not just picking up and starting right where you left off. You have to, almost like Dark Souls, go back and get your money or your souls, because that is such a valuable material in the game, man. Um, but yeah, no, I'm having fun with it for sure, dude. Um, just time goes by so fast when I play that game, man. I think one night after work we were playing, and I spent that time building a house and extending the room so we can get more vendors and shops to buy from. And I think I got home and started playing around 6 o'clock. By the time I was halfway done, it was like 10:30. Go, wait, whoa, what just happened, dude? The time flew super by fast, man. What's going on? So that's
Exactly.
my only downside of the game. Is just it makes time go by way too fast, man. I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. And especially when it gets to 10:30, I'm like, fuck, man, we got to go to sleep
Yeah,
and
yeah.
got to get ready for tomorrow and things like that. But yeah, like the so far the base layout is really good. The
Hmm.
what you have right now in your base. I like how you guys started building in the sky,
Oh yeah,
because
yeah.
normally people have their base on the ground, and it is a horrible, horrible
So
thing because
vulnerable.
monsters can break doors,
Uh huh.
and they can break things to get to, your NPCs and then wipe
Hmm.
them out. But yeah, when you guys started building in the sky, I'm like, oh, I'm glad. I'm glad.
One of my favorite memories from the game is recently we had to fight a boss, and he spawns right in front of this like temple entrance. And there was a mountain next to the temple entrance, and we didn't really have room to build an arena or this multi-level stage to fight the boss in. So we blew up the entire mountain and put a bunch of platforms there just to fight this boss. That was so great because there was a mountain there, and then you and I just started picking through and mining the mountain. Then I think you started throwing bombs to demolish the mountain, and then we started building
That is
our
Terraria.
platforms, man. Just really changed the environment to fit our Thunderdome in, man.
Exactly. That is what Terraria is all about. It's like, oh shit, I need something to help me fight this boss and
Shit.
take away this mountain.
Yeah.
Take away. So
Just take it away. Just nuke it. Take it away. Yeah, and that's the thing. I think it took us maybe 30 minutes to an hour to do that, and then when we fought, it just took 2 minutes to beat the
2 minutes
and
to
we're
beat
never
it.
gonna use that arena again. It's just gonna be there, a monument to our fight.
Yeah, that's why like if you go to my world too,
Mhm.
you know, you see the battle scars and you see like random battle arenas everywhere. It's
Mhm.
just you see holes there. You know, it's just that's how when we fight our bosses, that's what it's gonna be like. Especially how you have already a battle arena underground. You know,
Mhm.
when you fought
Mhm.
that one monster, but some of them we're gonna reuse, some of them we won't. But still, like that's memories, especially with the graves now.
The graves, yeah. Yeah, man. But no, I'm not mad. Terraria is super fun. I'm thoroughly enjoying the game. And yeah, that's what it really feels like. We've mainly been playing this whole time. I think I've dabbled in Bloodborne a little bit. I was helping out a friend play through that a little bit. She really wanted to play, but was just too scared. I helped her out with a couple bosses and the bug bit her, man. So hopefully tomorrow I talk to her and she beats Dark Souls 3. You know,
Woo!
because
Yay!
I think I caught that bug after playing Bloodborne and just played through every fucking From Software game from there, man.
Yeah.
What else have I been playing? I think that's it, dude. Oh, Neo 2, a bunch of content dropped for Neo 2. Um, Basically the same levels on hard mode, and I think 3 or 4 extra levels, man. There's a couple more one-on-one fights, I think. So the main thing I've been trying to do is build up my proficiency
Green.
with all the weapons. That too, but it's kind of weird grinding for that because I really want specific armor. I don't have enough
Uh.
money yet, so I've been grinding up the proficiency with different weapons so I can fight the masters. And every weapon kind of has a cheat mode that you have with your chain, dude. How you can trip people. Most recently, I've been using the spear, and the spear can trip people too, dude.
Shit. Yeah, I usually have a hard time fighting those guys
Yeah, and
because they're so fast, and then they trip me, and then it's like fuck, man.
so my whole thing with Neo is how I play is I just try to do the heavy hitting attacks that stagger enemies and just keep comboing those up so that they don't have a chance to attack me. The spear has too many of those. I think it has 3 different just advancing attacks that can stagger enemies. So I can just combo all 3 of them and beat anything with that, man. So I'm having fun with that. I think the next thing I'm gonna do is what are they called? Like the nightsticks, the tonfas.
Oh yeah.
That might be the next thing I try out, but I haven't played that in a while. We were doing Monster Hunter for a little bit too. What were we fighting in there?
I don't remember.
I don't
Were we
remember either.
doing Monster Hunter?
Oh, we were doing Monster Hunter. It was that mission with Zyogre, is that his name? And then the water dragon. It was to upgrade
Oh, the upgrade
the
the Witcher stuff.
Yes, that's what it
Yeah.
was. That's what it was. So we did that too a little bit in there. That was always fun because they just since it was quarantine and Corona time, they just had all the events open for everybody to play. So that was cool. We were able to catch up a little bit on everything. Also, I feel bad, right? Because before April, I guess, almost every week we talked about Final Fantasy VII coming out, right? And I played it and finished it. I think it's just the greatest game in the world. But I can't talk about it because I don't want to spoil anything for Rick, man.
Oh man. Yeah. See, that's what I mean. Like, I am like I told you, I was like, I'm gonna take my sweet time. You
Yeah.
know, like, but I'm coming to the point where I'm like, I don't think it's taking my sweet time. I think it's because I'm scared that if I get into it, it's like a fleeting memory. It's gonna go by
Yeah.
so fast. I'm gonna beat it, and it's like, oh my god.
I
Because my
mean,
nephew called me up, and
uh-huh,
he's like, it's only been like maybe 4 days or something, and he's
uh-huh.
like, "Oh yeah, I beat Final Fantasy." I'm like, "No, don't tell me that. Don't tell me." And then I was like, I hung up the call. I was like, "Yeah,
Wait, he beat it in a week?
yeah." He like powered through it, and
Wow.
I was like, "Man, don't tell me that." And then I was like telling him, "Yeah, anything Final Fantasy related, I'm just gonna hang up the phone."
Mhm. Dude, let me see, cause so you know if I really, really, or at least my tendencies before, right, was I was a completionist and I had to just get a platinum trophy for every game I played. I've changed my ways. I've actually changed my ways on this podcast. I made it a New Year's resolution not to do it, right? Um, but with games I really, really enjoy, I have to get the platinum just because it doesn't even feel like a chore to do it. So I had to do that in Final Fantasy VII Remake, right? I just want to see how long it took me to get the platinum. Depending on this, you might have to worry, dude. Depending on this. But while I look this up, dude, what else is going on, man?
So far, dang. See, I had a list of things to talk about, and then when we start talking about it on a podcast, it's still the same.
Final Fantasy VII Remake came out April 10th, and I got the platinum May 3rd. So maybe I just powered through. Maybe I would just maybe I played too much, man. But I don't think you'll play it as much as I did. So you'll be good. You don't have to worry about finishing it too fast.
Oh man, I'm gonna play it 2 times. I'm gonna play it in English and then play it in Japanese.
Oh no, that's because that's definitely what I did. Because there's some stuff you have to go back for. So yeah, man, you got it, dude.
So when you beat the game, do you do you have all of your equipment and things like that?
Yeah, and then you can go and choose specific chapters to play and stuff like that.
Interesting.
Oh, wait, here, dude. Last of Us 2 leaks, man. I know you're kind of media blackout on Last of Us 2, but have you heard about any of these spoilers coming out?
Nope, but you can talk about it.
So I haven't seen them. I just heard that they're out there. But apparently there's spoilers that just ruin the entire game, dude.
Okay, wait. Yeah.
Just spill the beans on all the major plot points in the story. And that's why I'm scared to look at anything that's The Last of Us 2 on the internet. There's there was a state of play, a Sony state of play, which is like their Nintendo Directs, right? It's like a 20-minute joint on Last of Us 2. I don't think you've seen it yet. But I was almost scared when I watched that video to scroll down because people would just be in the comments spoiling the whole story just in any YouTube video. I think I read a comment. Somebody said, man, I was watching coronavirus news and someone spoiled Last of Us 2 for me. That is super trash, man.
Damn, that sucks.
That's coming out quick. I think in 2 weeks, man.
You know what's crazy? It's coming out and it's like coronavirus, and then you have Last of Us. Like, who knows, man? The stuff is starting to hit home. It's starting to become real.
Yeah. But speaking of that direct, that state of play, have you seen that one or Last of Us 2?
No, not yet. The 20-minute one that you were talking about?
Yeah, there's a pretty good gameplay section. I don't think that really spoils anything. It just shows how the game plays, and I'm really, really excited to see what it looks like on the PlayStation 4. I guess the last Naughty Dog game anybody really played was Lost Legacy, like the DLC with Nadine and Chloe, and the graphics in that were great. I think I had a really, really, really good experience playing that. So hopefully it carries over to Last of Us 2. It has to, dude. This is like one of the last games for PlayStation 4. It has to be good. Plus, we've been playing Terraria, which is like a 2D game, 8-bit 2D pixel game. So it has to look better than that, right?
I like pixel games.
I mean, yeah, I get it. I do too. They're fun, but hopefully the graphics are able to impress me a lot more than Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy have. Have you seen the PlayStation Direct thing for Ghost of Tsushima?
That one trailer, the recent trailer that came out.
I think so. Yeah, that one.
That's not the one where they're like he was like doing slow slashes or like quick.
Yeah. Someone would walk up to him and he would just slash real quick and kill him.
Slash, yeah.
And then get the next guy. Yeah.
Oh man, that's some good cinematography stuff. So I think damn, I can't wait for that. You know, I was actually looking up samurai like wallpapers Like, I really want to get a samurai helmet and maybe a samurai sword eventually.
So you actually played Breath of the Wild, and from all of the comparisons I've seen out there, everybody is saying this is feudal Japan Breath of the Wild. Does it seem like that to you by watching that trailer?
I if they said like how we're didn't they say like we're not gonna have like any indicators on the map of
Yeah.
where to go and we have to like really pay attention and all that stuff. So if it's like that, then yeah, it would be like Breath of the Wild where you have this very, very vast world and it's huge. Breath of the Wild has a really huge map.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it takes you on an adventure and you really don't have like any real indicators saying, oh, I must go here, I must go there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you do have main objectives that does list it off saying, gather this. But that's basically it. You know, you spend most of the game trying to do one objective,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. But and if it's gonna be like that, then yeah, I hope the world is as big as Breath of the Wild, where you don't really have, like checkpoints, indicators telling you where to go, and you
Mm-hmm.
just really explore the world as it is, as raw as it is. Then yeah, then it'll be super great,
Mm-hmm.
to see that because if I have things telling me I must go to this village, then go to this village next, then save this village, and it's like, oh, okay, this is kind of linear.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just hope it's similar to Breath of the Wild at least, because I didn't really have a timeline saying, oh, I must go and defeat this boss. Oh, I must
Mm-hmm.
go and save these people.
Yeah.
It's more like, oh, what is this over here? Oh, it's a village. Oh, okay, I'm gonna save this. Oh, okay, I'm gonna fight this boss. Oh, I
Uh-huh.
didn't know there's a boss
It's
here.
like a whole
I'm a
quest line. Yeah.
exactly. So that's how Breath of the Wild was.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very dynamic, and you really it was really up to you on how fast you wanted to proceed. Whether you want to build your armor, you want to build your skills, you want to find armor, you want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
It was up to you. There was nothing saying, "Oh, I must defeat this boss in 2 days," or "I must go to this checkpoint now,"
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. So, yep.
So, and there have been a lot of open world games recently, right? Red Dead Redemption 2, um, Breath of the Wild, that we've played recently, Witcher 3, just a lot of those games, right? And I think something that has plagued video games recently, especially with games like Destiny, Division, Monster Hunter, even, is that um, fear of missing out, FOMO, where if you don't play for a day but all your friends play, they're going to advance so much further than you, right? In the game. They're
Uh
going to get that armor piece or something like that. Um, I mean, that's how I felt with Destiny. That's why I felt like I had to go and jump in there every day just so I could keep up with what everybody's doing. Even Monster Hunter World in a sense, but that feeling kind of tapered off. I'm seeing that feeling more in open world games, and I think that ruins people's experience a little bit because it's like you have to go through, you have to experience everything, you have to just beat all the checkpoints and all the points of interest that the map tells you to go to, right? Kind of like Assassin's Creed. What's the first thing you do when you unlock a new open area? You go to the towers and jump off, right? Just so you can
Yeah.
unlock everything. Yeah, I think stuff like that kind of ruins the open world. Where if what I think Ghost of Tsushima is gonna do is if it just lets you walk around and discover stuff on your own, I think that's a way better experience. Um, because part of the excitement in video games is going over and telling your friends about, oh man, did you see this one part in Final Fantasy VII where uh, you can get this crazy underwear for Cloud? You know, when we were like 12, playing
Y-
Final Fantasy VII, we just had these crazy stories of stuff we experienced, and everyone was like, "No, I saw it like this. I did pull-ups and got a crazy wig or something like that." Right? Um,
Yeah.
I think with these open world games not being so evident in what you have to do, that experience of discovery is going to come back, and everyone's not going to feel like, "Oh, well, I did all these checkpoints and this happened, so you should do it too." Right? There's not going to be that right way to play the game. Um, so I hope this cures it because I kind of felt that too. I think I was telling you in Witcher 3, I felt like I had to do every little thing in the fucking game, dude.
Yeah, and that's the good thing, It's like you're not forced to go on everyone's timeline. You want
Hmm.
to explore it, you can. And that's definitely what Breath of the Wild was. It was just there was no real competition, or you got to get the best armor and
Hmm.
things like that. And it was crazy too, because I was looking at a couple of articles. People were still finding things to do, like different ways to do certain things 2 years after the game came out. It's like
Shit, yeah.
it was new. It's like, oh yeah, did you know you can you can shield surf and do this and blah blah blah, and you'll get this. Like people were finding ultimately different ways to do the same objective. So
Hmm.
basically, I think Ghost of Tsushima will be pretty good at that, especially if we have no indicator. I don't want to have like, oh, follow this walkthrough and you must do it this way. It's more like, okay, we'll get this armor or we don't.
Hmm.
Eventually we'll come back and get it.
Hmm.
Stuff like that.
Mm. Yeah. Um. Yeah, man. Because again, I think other examples are like in Red Dead Redemption when I told you about how I got kidnapped in the swamp and left in the middle of the swamp in my underwear one time. I think each other's sharing stories and experiences like that where if you just didn't go off the beaten path and explore stuff on your own, you would have never have seen that shit, right? Um, I think
Oh
those
yeah,
moments are the
especially
greatest.
like me, I don't like to ride at nighttime.
Oh
And if
yeah,
you're doing that in the swamp, I would
super
have
scary
never found that unless the quest really prompts me to
to
like, oh
go
yeah,
there.
you must do this at nighttime, something like that.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
me, I'm like the traditional. Oh, it's 6 a.m. I gotta do everything in my power till 9 p.m. I gotta go to bed now. Like stuff like that. That's why everyone's differently, and it's cool because like if it happens certain times of the day,
Hmm.
and that's what Breath of the Wild had too. Like you had to come back at a certain time of the day or something like that. But
Hmm.
still, I just like that open world exploring. It
Yeah.
just there's nothing, there's no guides, there's no restriction. You must not, like my nephews, they're like, oh yeah, you can just go straight to the last boss and beat the game. You know, but me, I'm like, no, I want to do things my way,
Yeah.
and that's
Actually
how I
save the
like it.
world, dude. Not just.
Yeah, I want to have the master sword, the master shield. I want to have the right tunics, the right amount of hearts, and things like that, and be
Hmm. Hmm.
prepared. But everyone's different how they approach their adventure, and I
Yeah.
hope Ghost of
Yeah.
Tsushima's like that. Like, oh yeah, yeah, there's a legendary master Masamune out there. Like A, we have an option to go look for it, or B, we can use something equivalent. Or
Hmm.
use different weapons. It doesn't have to be a sword.
Hmm.
I hope it's like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Same, man. But yeah, no, it looks really promising. Like, there's never a bad thing for me in an experience when I get to play as a samurai, dude, or in feudal Japan. So I'm ready for it. What path are you gonna take? Are you gonna be a samurai? Or are you gonna go more ninja?
I might be a samurai this time
Same.
because I was thinking about doing ninjas, and I was like, that's cool, but I'm starting to get that feeling of that one strike kind of thing. Like all it takes is just one strike.
Yeah, yeah, the
Uh,
critical strike to kill stuff.
exactly. So I
Yeah.
might do that. I was thinking I should be either A, like Rurouni Kenshin, where we're just wearing nothing but like the robe, the gi, and
Uh huh.
the pants, or I'd be full decked out and have my own samurai armor, fully all black and things like that. I was like, I might experiment with both.
Yeah, yeah. Have two save files, dude. You can play as one way
Yeah,
or the other. Cause I mean, who's making it? Sucker Punch is making it. So they made the oh god, what's the game where you're a superhero, dude? Infamous. They made the Infamous games, and there's definitely two tracks in that. You could be good or evil, essentially. So who says they're not going to do that for this game as well? Yeah, no, super excited, super
yeah.
excited for it. And these state of plays have all been kind of a good run for Sony. Um, I have like some personal um interest in Sony just because I bought a bunch of their stocks recently. So it's good to see them winning. But at the same time, with Corona, everything's just getting canceled, right?
Uh,
Comic Con got canceled. We pushed our tickets to next year. I think BlizzCon recently got canceled. E3 got canceled. Evo's trying to move onto like an online fighting game tournament. Is PAX
yeah.
canceled yet, dude?
I didn't see anything about PAX, but I hope like I don't know.
I'm
It's
actually
too
kind of iffy to
early.
go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, they don't
Yeah.
even start selling their tickets until the day before or something like that, man. So,
Yeah, especially like PAX is always packed, and if
mhm.
we're gonna be shoulder to shoulder, that is a huge hotspot
Yeah,
of people spreading things.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, and I just learned that even if you have a mask, you're not really protected from the
Other
spread
people
of the
so
virus.
much. Yeah,
Yeah, all you're wearing is a mask, so you don't spread what you have to other people.
yeah.
And it's only effective if everyone's is
Wearing
wearing
a
a
mask.
mask. But I was recently walking, my girlfriend's dogs, and people were like running all over Seaport with no mask. They're all breathing all heavily on me, and they're running in circles around me, and they're like breathing like, I'm like, dude, what the? Get away from me, like things like that. If people are not taking it serious, I can't put myself in that environment.
Yeah, you can't go out there like that. Oh, I'm 100% with you. Um, but yeah, with all these events getting canceled, it's kind of up to Sony and Microsoft, Nintendo to just go and put their own content, their own videos out there, right? Like these state of plays. Microsoft did one recently where they promised to show a bunch of games from their third party developers. And they really, because the new Assassin's Creed got announced, right?
Uh
So they promised to show gameplay. They hyped up this gameplay. Everyone's excited to see Viking Assassin's Creed and how it's gonna play. And they ended up showing like a glorified trailer of it. I think it was in-game engine, but it wasn't a person playing the game. It was a camera panning around what it looks like in-game engine. So that got everybody super duper pissed, right? Because they just actually wanted to see someone play the game. They didn't care about trailers anymore. Um, did you see that? Did you see any of that stuff?
I haven't. So Assassin's Creed Vikings.
Yeah, that's the new Assassin's Creed that's gonna come out.
Oh
And
man, who
yeah,
is the I need to like just glance at the timeline. Like, who is the main protagonist of
I think
all of
someone,
these now?
someone tried to do that recently, and I couldn't make sense of it. Apparently, one of the Assassin's Creeds, they just jump back in time to see what it's like, so they can make a video game out of it, dude. Did you play that one?
Negative.
Yeah. See, I have no idea what's going on in Assassin's Creed anymore. For me, after Brotherhood is when it ended, or after, spoiler alert, after Desmond stabbed Lucy, that was the end of it for me, man. I was like, okay, cool, that was a good story. But yeah, they've just gone off the resurrection. So, anyways, everybody's kind of hyped for this, right? Odyssey and Origins did really, really well. They like the new turn that these games are taking. So, of course, being Vikings would be sick too. But yeah, that's all they hyped this kind of video, this stream, this event on was, oh, come through. You're going to see a bunch of Assassin's Creed gameplay. And it was just another video, dude. So, with this in mind, right? This whole thing just being a big disappointment. It's just become a fucking meme, and everybody hates Microsoft now because of misleading them. There is a Sony PlayStation 5 conference or event this coming Thursday, where they're going to reveal more about the PlayStation 5. I think they're just mainly going to show games, right?
uh
How much do you think Sony is learning from Microsoft's mistakes, or are they just going to do their own thing, you think?
Maybe they learned from their own mistake from PSX, and they're just gonna show nothing but back-to-back trailers, nobody talking at all. And they're gonna be like, okay, this is it, guys, and then just press the play button, and there's
Uh,
like 2 years worth of trailers. 3 years, I think it's three. But yeah, exactly. So
do you think that they're going to show the PlayStation 5 at all? Because all we've seen is the controller, right?
I think they're gonna show games playing the PlayStation 5. They're gonna show like it being I don't know. I hope the PlayStation 5 looks cool. I hope
Same, yeah.
it looks like I don't know, like the future. And you can make a tower if you want, but still, like, if it's gonna keep the same, I have a feeling it's gonna look like the PS4, but white or something like that.
PS4 with like the PS4 Pro, but with 4 tiers this time instead of just 3.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, for me, because there's a lot that people are speculating, right? They're talking about Resident Evil 4 remake, Silent Hills is coming back, a new Batman game. There's just a lot of expectations that people are having. And with stuff like this, I like to keep my expectations low. I don't like to expect anything at all. If I really wanted to hype myself up, I would say Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 is about to be revealed here, right? But we all know that's not going to happen.
Who knows? Maybe for the last 3 years they went silent. They were focusing their energy on making
The next
2,
part.
but they only released 1. So that way it makes it more exciting when they release PlayStation 5 with number 2.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, man. And so I want to keep my expectations low, but I think they won't show the console. I think they're just gonna show a bunch of games. What games they are, I have no idea. I'm just ready to be surprised, man. But I think you're right. They have seen just how disappointed people have been with all the reveals recently of new games and everything like that. That they're gonna come huge. They have to. I think they have to come huge, man.
Yeah.
They have to come out with like something that's not Final Fantasy VII Remake, but just as good. That'll get people just as excited to buy a PlayStation 5, man. Because another thing that kind of disappointed people, I don't know if we talked about this, was when Sony tweeted out, "Oh, we have some PlayStation 5 news. Our little panel that we were going to do at Gamescom in Europe, since that's canceled, we'll just release it out in a video," right? It was this guy that was up there. Everyone was expecting, oh man, he's going to talk about the PlayStation 5. They're going to show it. They're going to show games. All this stuff. Everybody had these crazy expectations. And then the guy, the chief architect for the PlayStation 5, all he ended up talking about was just his thoughts in making it. And everybody got so upset, dude. He was talking about how here's the shape of your ear, and we want to cater the sounds of the PlayStation 5 to your ear. Which is cool. I'm sure people that make video games love that shit because it just gives them more to play with, more to enhance the experience for someone that's playing a video game, right?
Yeah.
But for people like you and me who play video games or just surface level want to play video games, they don't give a shit about any of this, dude. They'll just take what you give them.
Auto file. Yeah.
So they had no reason to hype it up as much as that. Well, I guess it's our fault. It's the audience's fault for hyping it up as much as we did, right? Because all they said was, yeah, here's our panel from Gamescom that we were going to do this year. So it might be on us, which is, again, why I think it's crazy that people are hyping themselves up with Resident Evil 4 Remake for this one that's coming up next, dude. Like, you're only just going to get disappointed if you set your expectations too high.
Exactly.
So we'll see. I mean, I'm excited. Any news about PlayStation 5, I'm excited. Like I said, I actually have some money riding on it, so I'm in it to win it, man.
I think I only have one stock, so I have $50 worth.
Wait, no, let's turn it to 60, dude.
Oh, well, I made $10 profit.
It's about to go up even more after Thursday, man. I can't wait. I can't wait because any news is good news. I mean, I'm not gonna buy a PlayStation 5 right when it comes out, but knowing that, because they've been quiet for so long, it doesn't seem like they care about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully with this, they give out enough information to show that, hey guys, we're still here. We just want to be selective and a little bit more discreet about, what we're showing you guys as time goes on. It just hurts too that we're not doing anything else besides staying home, so time is moving that much slower. So
I think they might be working with the VR stuff.
Well, VR has actually been on sale recently.
That's what I'm looking for. I want to really buy the Oculus Rift. I eventually will buy it, but not right now.
But yeah, man. What else is going on? New Tony Hawk, dude. Tony Hawk 1 and 2 are gonna get remade. So I can get my revenge, dude.
Dude, I saw that they said they couldn't relicense the music, especially the
Wait,
what's that one?
the main song, Superman?
Yeah, Superman song. Yeah, because they said it costs so much money and
No.
things like that. And
Oh.
yeah, so most of the old songs are not in the game.
Oh,
So
that hurts. That actually hurts, dude.
I was like, maybe I could just put it on mute, use Spotify, and I guess we can play that way.
Exactly. Can't you do that on the PlayStation 4? Can't you have Spotify
Oh
playing?
yeah, play it in the background and
Yeah.
then just mute the in-game music. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can do that.
Damn. That sucks though. That really sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think there's of course there's a lot more going on, but I think we're reaching it today, man. You got anything else, dude?
I miss going to conventions.
Same. I'm kind of with you on that one, man. I miss getting my haircut. I need to get a haircut.
I cut my own and I look like a bowl haircut, so I can't do it.
With scissors, dude, or with clippers?
Raised clippers.
Oh, okay.
It grew out, but I think I need a professional.
Yeah, my shit's just getting out of control, man. Epic Game Store has been giving out mad free games, dude. They gave out Grand Theft Auto 5 a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, and then they gave out Civilization.
Yeah.
It was all over my internet TV. I was
Yeah.
like, every ad was just nothing of Epic Game Store giving out a certain game.
Yeah, it's huge, man. Oh, and then they just recently showed off the Unreal Engine 5 running on a PlayStation 5. So of course, you know all the drama that came from that. But yeah, they're finally using all that Fortnite money for other stuff. One side effect I heard about Epic Game Store giving away Grand Theft Auto for free was there's a lot more hacking going on. So
Oh
people-
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
shit.
hackers can just get the game for free, make a new account, spawn a bunch of bullshit, give themselves $1 billion. You know, if they get banned, okay, that account gets banned. They can just get the game again for free on a different account. Just keep going in there.
Oh, that's
dude.
true.
Yeah. So I heard one of the side effects for getting Grand Theft Auto 5 for free is all the hacking that's going on. But yeah, nah, dude. I think that's all I got, man. It's back to work for me, which we're reaching the end of the financial year, the fiscal year for the county. It begins every July, so I'm gonna be busting my ass here for the next month, man.
Boo.
I know.
This is the perfect
Mhm.
time to take off right now.
I wish, dude. I think if I requested it, they would shoot that shit down so fast, man.
Just say, I've been here. I've been essential. It's my time to shine.
Yeah, right. My time to shine at home in my bed,
Exactly.
playing video games, dude.
Like, where are you going? You can't go anywhere. Exactly.
Who knows? You inspired me. I might ask, dude. I might ask tomorrow.
Yee.
But yeah, I think that is it for us this week. I'll tell you what, after listening to all the episodes, it's kind of funny. When I was formatting them, I would just listen to little snippets just to check the audio levels to make sure they were all right to upload. And it's crazy, man. I need to go back and actually listen to all the episodes in its entirety, because it's kind of like a snapshot of we've unintentionally made a diary of our lives for the past 3 years, dude.
Which is cool.
Which is
'cause we're
crazy.
talking about video games and memories.
Yeah, and which is also good because we are losing our memories so quick now.
Oh yeah. Well,
It's cool to go back. Oh, what was I doing 2 years ago? And then popping it up and seeing what we're complaining about. I think you were complaining about how you couldn't catch a Lugia in LA because there's too many homeless people out by where you live, dude.
Oh
Dude,
yeah.
thinking about that too, like everything that's changed. I think in the time we've been doing this podcast, I've had 3 different jobs. I think you've had 3 different jobs and lived at 4
Yep.
different places, 2 different cities. So a lot has happened, man. It has been a long time, but a lot has happened within that time. So I think we're making the best of it. Um, I think I've been to like 4 different countries in that time too. So we're out here, man. We're all over the place. The one downside is getting older and losing our memory.
Which is good because we don't have to worry about the bad.
Just forget about all the bad shit.
Put it in the back of our mind.
Yeah. So that is it, man. For us this week, we'll be out here. It's good to be back. It's good to do this again, man. It feels right. It feels like my week is complete now.
I know. I need to play more games so we can talk about these games.
Seriously, and to distract us. I mean, there's a lot of bullshit going on out in the world right now. You know, people dying, coronavirus everywhere. I mean, even our fucking favorite TV show, Terrace House, was affected by this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
so many things that can just pull you down. And I mean, we were talking earlier, and we were feeling depressed last night with just all this bullshit that's hitting so close to home. But ultimately, video games are always going to be there, man, for that good distraction and that good wholesome fun of beating up flesh walls and samurai assassinating people, just to take your mind off just the bullshit out there. So everybody continue to play video games. One thing I miss is Rick's words of wisdom. So I'll have to ask, man, you got any words of wisdom for us this week?
Shoot, I was prepared for a question, but
You can still ask it too.
I was gonna say, which country would you want to live in?
Ooh, since we're all leaving America, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll say I've never been, but my cousin lives there. I'd say Singapore, man.
Ooh.
Because they still speak English over there, dude. What about you?
I was gonna say Japan,
Oh, nice.
but I want to try to explore maybe Australia
Australia's cool, dude.
because I heard that they're like really friendly over there.
Yeah. People are super nice out there, dude. I'll tell you a story later about how we went to a random bar in a jungle.
Oh yeah, I think you did
nice,
talk
dude.
about that. Yeah.
And all the truckers and shit were there, but they were super nice to us, dude. But yeah, words of wisdom, man. You got any top of your head?
Shit. If you're hungry, just use DoorDash.
We'll see you next week. Peace.